If you're living a good life, no depression, no anxiety, you wake up purposeful and do 10 hours of disciplined hard work. You can exercise regularly. You have eternal peace within your mind. But you clicked on this video, so probably you have some fucked up things going on in your head. If you feel lost, then you might need to pay a little bit better attention to this video, as discipline is not the only thing you should be working on to achieve your goals. Currently, I'm reading the book How to Do the Work by Nicole Lepera. In the past, I thought the spiritual bullshit was a scam, like all this past traumas, not receiving enough parental love. I couldn't like wrap my head around the fact that how is our past is gonna affect our present self. It's not true. I thought this is a concept created by lazy people to justify their laziness. There's some truth to the statement. I'm not gonna lie, but I changed my opinion. Now I see that it's really nearly impossible to build discipline, feel purposeful when you have shit mental health. You can't just work hard in the gym, then listen to some motivational video, and then expect to become this unstoppable force of purpose who is conquering his goals. It doesn't work like that. So now to the book. Dr. Nicole, the author of the book, was a psychiatrist. She had this one patient. Her name was Jessica. She was a high achiever, even overachiever, having perfect grades in school, in university, and then achieving a high class career, and all of that crap. She was a successful person, but she had one problem. She would often have mood swings. One day she loved her boyfriend, another day she would resent him, hate him even, throwing these drama tantrums, shutting the door loudly, breaking the dishes, like it happens in the movies. Like she would engage in this pattern again and again. Afterwards, she would feel shame for her actions and try to black out from drinking alcohol. She would repeat this problematic pattern again and again. She recognized that she's a smart woman, she's a high achiever, disciplined person. She recognized that she's falling into the same trap, doing the same actions over and over again. They even Nicole and Jessica even like designed a plan, specific actions she needs to take next time in order to prevent these problematic behaviors. And just she just couldn't follow the plan. She would fall again into this vicious cycle again and again. Does it all sound familiar to you? We stuff away our feelings, creating reservoirs of pain, shame, and fear. Like, I know it happened to me. Like, when I was 6 years old, I was bullied physically and emotionally. There were guys that were like older, bigger, and like more mature than me, smarter than me. They would like often make fun of me, physically abuse me. And I felt helpless. I couldn't do nothing. I just didn't know what to do. This was a trauma for me. I couldn't like even stand my ground like a child. And I was a child. I was 6 years old of age. I stuffed away these feelings. I ignored them. I gaslighted myself into thinking, no, it didn't happen to me. Like I ignored this part of my life. You don't want to deal with uncomfortable truths, so you create false narratives in your head. You have to deal with them sooner or later, or suffer the consequences. There are two important lessons I got from the book that will help you with that. The first thing is called autopilot mode. Dr. Nicole says that we only spend about 5% of our time being conscious, being aware, making like conscious decisions. But most of our time, 95% of our existence, we spend in autopilot mode, letting our unconscious mind take over. This is an evolutionary adaptation that was really advantageous to us in the past. Like there are many reasons we developed this unconscious mode, and one of them is like resource preservation. Like it burns a lot of brain energy when you're constantly focused. Like imagine if we were 100% of our time conscious, we would probably burn like 1,000 more calories a day. And 1,000 calories a day like is the difference between life and death in the past. When you try to change something about yourself, like your unconscious mind makes decisions for you, and when you try to change these patterns of behavior, you face a real strong resistance from your body and mind. This is an important fact. It even has a name like homeostasis impulse. That's why it's so hard to change yourself, to change your patterns, to become a new person. It's so hard to change your personality, hobbies, and all of that because we face resistance, active resistance from our body and mind. So basically, you have to be more aware of yourself. How do you become more mindful person? To do that, you need to exercise your focus muscle. This is what Dr. Nicole describes it as a focus muscle because just like your bicep, it will grow when you do specific exercises. And it's not some spiritual bullshit. It's not some abstract thing. Like if you perform mindfulness exercises that I'm gonna describe in detail shortly, like being aware of yourself, meditations, and all of that stuff, you will literally change your brain structure on a physiological level. Like if you take a brain scan of you when you're performing like this, all the exercise I will tell you in a minute, like for 5 years or even for a few months, and we take the scan of your brain before and after, there will be some visible changes. Like your brain will become literally stronger, just like your bicep when you do bicep curls. So the first exercise that the book advises is to create a mindfulness habit. Like when you choose a specific time in your day, let's say every evening when you're washing the dishes, and you try to immerse yourself in that moment for 2 minutes straight. Like when you're washing the dishes, you become aware of your position in the room, like of your breathing pattern. Like you're aware of your breathing. You feel the grease of the dishes with the tip of your fingers. You see how bubbles from dish soap are emerging and popping. You feel the aroma of the dish soap. You feel the smell in the room and all of that things. Like you're completely in the situation, you're conscious, and you force yourself to do that for 2 minutes. And it's gonna be very hard because if you have never exercised a focus muscle, it's probably like half that. The second type of exercise is meditation. And I've been recommending this even for before reading the book because I'm the top G of self-improvement. Just as a side note, just so you know, I'm a top G. But back to the topic. When you meditate, you're more aware of the situation, just like when in the mindfulness example with dish soap. Like when you meditate, you focus on your breathing, you train your directly train your focus muscle. The third thing is that she recommends is like doing yoga. Or I think you can even do resistance training, like moving your body when you don't want to move it. Like if I would describe it in very easy terms, like you're feeling lazy, but you force yourself to do something difficult. When you're in the yoga pose and like your ligaments when you're stretching are burning, you do it anyway. You become more aware of yourself. So imagine if Jessica was doing this kind of exercises 5 years prior to her problematic behavior with her partner. Maybe if she has been meditating for 10 minutes every day 1 year before engaging in relationships with her new boyfriend. Her focus muscles stronger now. Maybe before throwing the tantrum, before throwing the dishes, breaking everything in the room. Maybe she would think, yeah, maybe I just shouldn't do it because she is more aware of herself now. Maybe she would just say, yeah, why am I just like worsening our relationships? Or maybe even if she commented this tantrum, she was shutting the door loudly, like the drama already happened. But now maybe she is like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't drink 1 liter of vodka. But in reality, what happened is that her focus muscles are not that strong. That's why she was falling into the trap of her unconscious mind. She couldn't do nothing because she was not even aware of her actions. I think this is also the problem with a lot of binge eaters or with people who are addicted to video games, to porn. Like they do these actions unconsciously. They're not even aware that it's damaging their bodies. They only feel regret afterwards. But if you have been meditating for months straight, maybe you take a bag of chips and you're like, maybe I just shouldn't eat this shit. Clearly not healthy for me. Clearly not aligned with my goals. It's not productive. It will ruin my body and mind, and I will not be able to focus for 2 hours straight after eating that. Why am I doing that? Do I want to live a happy, long, healthy life? That's the kind of person you will start becoming if you're more mindful. But being mindful is great, of course. It's a cool thing, but it's not gonna really heal your traumas. Yeah, cool. Now Jessica is more aware of her problem. Now she's like, why am I doing that? Every time she throws a tantrum with her husband. But if she's not going to deal with the root of the problem, this pattern will emerge and again and again. Maybe she will stop doing it with her husband now. She will throw tantrums with her parents or something. Before I go on to the specific actions you need to take, let me talk about fight or flight mode. This system is all about identifying threats to keep us safe. In the past, Life was brutal. People would literally like sleep on rocks like this. And imagine you're sleeping on the rock like this, and at night some random wolf comes, some random wolves eats your intestines out, and now you die. Or some random disease strikes you. Or you fuck around in the nature, you break your ankle, and let's say you're a guy, like you're not a girl, you're not a woman, you don't have a husband to take care of you. No one gives a shit about you basically, and they just leave you to rot. No one saves you. You break your ankle, and you're like, tribe, hold on, maybe, maybe carry me, and they're like, nah, bro, we're already in danger. If we carry you, we're more likely to die, and they leave you to rot. Life was brutal, and imagine now this kind of hippie character, hippie type of guy who's smoking pot and really like smoking pot and being calm and chill. Chill, guys, chill, guys. This person wouldn't last in the past for 2 days because life was brutal. That's why we're so anxious right now. Because that's how we survive. Like you walk around in the darkness, you see a random flick. Maybe that's a predator, and you instantly start running, sprinting at full speed. And now you were saved from being eaten by some random animal. Every time you walk, like you don't fuck around in the nature randomly, jumping from one stone to another, break your ankle, and then you basically die. That's why you have to take care of your body. People who have like social anxiety might relate to this. When you know today you're gonna go to the party at 8 p.m. and at 6 p.m. you start like repeating the scripts in your head of exactly of what you're gonna say to people, how you're gonna interact with people. It's gonna be really fun, but it doesn't matter. The moment the clock reaches 8 and you're at the party, now you're in a fight or flight mode. Everyone seems to stare at you, judge you. Like every time someone laughs, you think it's directed to your appearance or something. You feel as if everybody is unfriendly to you. You're in a fight or flight mode. Like when you argue with people, it's a fight mode. When you just leave the party until it's finished, it's a flight mode. And you wonder, why are people so unfriendly to you? In reality, when you're in a fight or flight mode, your heart rate increases, your body produces cortisol, adrenaline, your face becomes unfriendly, unease. People can see in your eyes that you're feeling unsafe. In this state, we literally ignore anything that is not a threat. Every time someone was smiling at you, showing good social cues, you were just straight up ignoring them because your brain was focused on threats. That's why it seems that only bad things happen to you in that night. And also, like people tend to mimic each other's like energy. If you're facing unfriendly, which people can see in your eyes that you're feeling unsafe, if your body language is like really timid and it feels as if you will run away or hit them at any moment in time, they will feel this energy and transfer it to you. It's like they will also become uneasy unconsciously. It's like we just repeat after other people. They also will make their face unfriendly. They will also enter a mild fight or flight mode because of you. That's why everyone was just reflecting your behavior. That's why it seems everyone was unfriendly to you, but the problem was literally you. And you can do nothing, like even if you know the party is a safe place rationally, but every time you go there you still feel fight or flight mode. That's because some fucked up traumas, these containers of poison, reservoirs of pain and trauma and insecurity, are preventing you from enjoying the party. How do you deal with it exactly then? You're in a fight or flight mode, you're feeling constant stress. Even your body, your immune system thinks that some infection is attacking you. So that's why inflammation goes throughout your body. All your resources are allocated to destroying the non-existent infection. That's not even like, it doesn't even exist. That's why you feel fatigued, because all of your energy is towards destroying the infection. You feel weak, you feel lethargic, apathy. And when the real disease strikes you, your body is weakened. You're now more likely to die because all of this time it was battling this non-existent infection, wasting its resources. Now it doesn't have power for real infection. If you're in a constant fight or flight mode, you're not only not enjoying the party, more likely to take diseases, more likely to be weak, unproductive. The first step was mindfulness. Yeah, now you're cool. You know the patterns you're engaging in. You know that you have social anxiety, and every time you go to the party, you are in a fight or flight mode. Now what you're gonna do? You should start journaling. You write down exactly how you felt, exactly what you feel, all your thoughts. You take extract from your head and put it on the piece of paper. Why were people unfriendly to me? Why do I feel they were unfriendly to me? Why? And like volume over quality, bro. I promise you, if you write 2 pages of journaling every day dealing with yourself, you write in total 50 pages after 1 month, coupled with constant everyday meditation for 5 or 10 minutes, you will be a master of your body and mind. You will be more aware and now ready to solve all of your traumas. They have been forming all your life. Now it will take a lot of time to remove the poison from your body. You need to like open up the reservoirs of pain and embarrassment. Like some embarrassing moment you were like hiding in your brain. Like, hey, it didn't happen to me, or oh, it didn't affect me. But you know it affected you. You just embarrassed to admit it. You're so embarrassed that you're gaslighting yourself in your head that it didn't happen to you, like I did. You need to write it down. It feels horrible. Like you're spilling the large reservoir of pain that was forming all your life. That's why it will feel uncomfortable. You might even like cry or something. Maybe your mood will be like destroyed for 1 day, maybe even 1 week, but afterwards you will again regain balance. You will feel all right. But now you removed this poisonous, disgusting look clot of trauma insecurity. Now you removed one more trauma from your life. Now you're more healthy. You removed a large container of pain. Now you need to remove more. Now you need to change your behavior. Jessica probably has some fucked up childhood trauma. Maybe someone abused her, maybe her parents were not nice to her, or I don't know. If she explores it, find out exactly why, peels this reservoir of pain and works towards it now with mindfulness, now she will stop her problematic behavior once and for all. And the third thing is you need to understand that your past doesn't define you. You can change your patterns. This is again a concept from another book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Really, really wise man. He changed my perception about like traumas and all of that. Like every single trauma, every single fucked up thing that happened to you was woven by fate the moment you were born. All of that was supposed to happen. All of that had to happen. There's nothing unnatural or evil about it. It's all part of life. Integral, inseparable, natural part of life. You don't choose what happens to you, but do you know what you choose? You choose whether you remain unharmed by the events that happen to you, maybe even grow stronger. I didn't let my traumas define me. I changed myself. I molded my character. It even helped me to become stronger. Probably right now I would be a mediocre person living in my life. I wouldn't learn English. I wouldn't learn English and I wouldn't study in another country as I'm doing right now. The traumas gave me drives, they gave me strength to keep going on. I grew stronger from them. Even this quiet kid who was like severely raped by some creep when he was 8, even he can change his life. Even if he has severe porn addiction, everyone in school used to bully him. He has 0 friends and he's on the verge of suicide. Even he has a choice. He can slowly work himself to become completely another person. You always have a choice to remain unharmed. Don't be that guy that uses something bad that happened to him as an excuse. Deal with it. Go through it. That's all I have to say. There are quite There were a lot of interesting things I learned from the book. I will probably talk about them in other videos. This was only like the first 1/3 of the book, by the way.